Welcome to Several Sources. We hope you're going to enjoy our little tour today. I wanted you to know that we started based on the prayer of St. Francis of Assisi. Make me a channel of your peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is injury, pardon. Where there is doubt, faith. Where there is despair, hope. Where there is darkness, light. Where there is sadness, joy. And that's what Several Sources is all about. Let me give you some of the details now of our work for God. People will often ask me, how did you get started? I was walking out of my house to go to work one day, and in front was a car. Sleeping in the car was a pregnant teenager. I knocked on the door and I asked her, "What are you doing here?" She said that her parents had asked her to leave because of her pregnancy, and her girlfriend had allowed her to sleep in the car. The high school was right across the street. I said, "Oh my God, let me help you out. Come and stay at my house, and when I get home from work, we'll figure out what we're going to do next." This beautiful statue is the Blessed Mother in her teen years during her pregnancy. And we have the joy at Several Sources to help young women who need our help throughout their entire pregnancy and as long as they need us after their babies are born. After taking in 3 or 4 girls at a time, in 1984, I was fined $10,000 by the state of New Jersey for running an unlicensed boarding house. I got every state elected official to agree with me that what I was doing was legal. The $10,000 fine was inappropriate. Every official but the governor. The governor said he was going to veto the legislation that would allow me to take the women in and their babies. And then I had a wonderful thought during my prayers, my morning prayers, and that was an inspiration to contact Mother Teresa. And Mother Teresa, through her help and her guidance, managed to get the governor to change his mind. And that's why today Several Sources still operates. Now 3 shelters for mothers and their babies, and no fines. Thanks be to God. Over the years, Several Sources has grown. Now we have a national hotline for pregnant women. That's 1-800-NO-ABORT, 1-800-662-2678. So women can call us from all over the country that are in need. And we have what's called the Special Families Program. In the Special Families Program, we tell women that we will help them until their child has reached the age of 19 years old. This is my friend Bill King. He was the co-founder of Several Sources. You'll see him here with some of the young boys that he used to help. Their moms gave life to them when they were pregnant. I get a kick out of telling you what his nickname was. His nickname was Dollar Bill, because every time he saw them, he would give them $1. Their mothers chose life for them and got support from us as long as they needed it until these children were reaching the age of 19. We basically give the woman every possible ability to choose life for her innocent preborn child. This sonogram bus is outside one of the oldest abortion clinics in New Jersey. It is responsible for saving well over 700 innocent preborn babies' lives. What happens is simply we discuss with the young women who are about to abort their babies that first they should see the sonogram of their innocent preborn baby. This little guy, we call him Super Baby because his mom came back and let him visit us, and he was wearing an outfit of Superman. This young couple chose life for their innocent preborn child, and they're happy today that they made that choice simply because they heard the baby's heartbeat and they saw the baby before they actually decided to abort their baby. We also were able to use the Sonogram Sprinter at Immaculate Conception Seminary, where 9 young seminarians saw for the very first time what it would be like for a woman to get a sonogram. The baby inside the woman was 20 weeks after conception. Each one of these young men were absolutely astounded by the child, and they were grateful for the fact that they had the opportunity to have such a wonderful experience.
Was showing the sign of peace, moving back and forth, up and down. So it was really amazing to see how this baby is moving. That is a really a human being that can also feel. To hear the sound of a heart was also pretty amazing. We're surprised that this heart was pumping so fast. And I think everybody should go there and to see a sonogram.
This interesting building is called Ladies' Rest. Because of this building, homeless women in Newark have a place to go during the day. What happened was, I used to take the mothers to see the Missionaries of Charity on Friday evenings. And this sister Kathleen, one day asked me if I could somehow start a shelter, a daytime shelter, to help her, because she was in charge of a nighttime shelter where homeless women would have to leave early in the morning. And when they left, terrible people would be waiting for them outside. So it was my challenge to try to find a place for these homeless women to stay. Well, we were able to find Ladies' Rest. So these women would leave the Missionaries of Charity nighttime shelter at 7 in the morning, and they would walk about maybe 5 blocks to our daytime shelter, where they would have a safe place to stay, and then go back to the nighttime shelter at night when they needed a place to sleep. We helped them with education, permanent housing, whatever their assistance might be, we would help them with at Ladies' Rest. In 2014, the movie Gimme Shelter came out. That movie featured several sources, and Vanessa Hugdens played the part of the pregnant teenager. James Earl Jones played the part of the priest. All of the movie was true, and a third of it was actually filmed in this very shelter. The movie has played in over 55 countries worldwide, and teens have learned about places that they can go if they need help. It's an amazing movie, and now a second movie is being planned called Gimme Liberty. We are hoping that you'll be interested in being a part of Gimme Liberty and would like to be an associate producer, or maybe even more. So you would have to be in touch with me, who would put you in touch with Ron. Thank you for your interest. Several Sources is also involved in a project for young people called the Choice Game. It allows young people to make choices in a safe environment, whether it's drugs, STDs, gangs, teen pregnancy, and other life choices. They learn to make sense of important life decisions and live a healthier lifestyle to achieve personal goals. In 1992, John Cardinal O'Connor enjoyed learning about the Choice Game. He asked me if I could explain how it taught not just abstinence, but also how to avoid drugs and how to avoid drinking. He was very pleased. The Choice Game has received many awards, and we think You'll be very pleased by having your sons, daughters, other friends that they know, and even teachers with their students involved. The numerous Choice Game Awards are only outweighed by the multitude of young lives that the game helped change for the better. The cost to you is free. All you have to do is help by paying shipping. While the Choice Game is very good in helping young people make good life choices, it does not do it from a faith-based biblical sense. So we highly recommend that you use something called theology of the body. Life, love, and the theology of the body. Use of the Choice Game and theology of the body is certainly a nice partnership, and that's what we do here at the Several Sources Shelters. 57% of our mothers are currently married. We're so proud to be able to show you pictures of them not only during their wedding ceremonies, but also with their children in attendance. Several Sources mother, Thalia, and Jose got married at the Ramsey Town Hall. Big brother Jonathan was there as little brother Brendan was welcomed into the world. All 4 members of this little family had a wonderful, successful wedding. And the reason for that is we teach holy chastity, so that when they have their babies and they're not married, the same thing won't be happening time and time again. Her mother, Cynthia, is now married and a member of the Several Sources Board of Directors. So having her baby at 15 years old, due to your support and your strength and your comfort, was a blessing to this family. I'll never forget the day that Michelle said to me, "Thank you for saving my life." Jonathan, one of our saved babies, is now 25, and he is working in California on the music for movies such as Transformers and Hunger Games. Another one of our saved babies is now in the United States military. He works in the Navy. He was born on March 3rd of 1995. And here he is with his mom, his stepfather, and his name is Alden. So we're very blessed to be able to stay in touch with many of the mothers and their children as they grow older. Introducing you to Conrad. Here he is as a young baby. He was born in 1992, and his mom, when he grew older, suggested that he come to work for Several Sources, which he does part-time. And you can see him surrounded by some of our saved babies, Julian here, who's 7 years old, and me, and saved babies Sophia and Navia. So very proud to be a part of our Several Sources team. And you can see him here holding his own baby picture. Our next project will be the Holy Family Retreat Center, which is located in Mendham, New Jersey. There we will be educating young people how to live chaste lifestyles, and it will be used for other important communication programs with young adults. The purpose of our center is to provide educational opportunities on the important and complex topics of marriage, families, faith-based issues of family members of all ages. The foundation of the center is to bring to life the words of Jesus. Love is patient, love is kind, It does not envy. It does not boast. It does not show pride. It does not dishonor others. It is not self-serving. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices in the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, and always perseveres. 1 Corinthians 11:4 through 17. And most importantly, what we need to do is protect God's innocent preborn babies in the womb so that they may have the beauty of life and become a living part of His divine holy family. To our unbelievable surprise, we got the most beautiful letter from the Apostolic Nuncio for the United States of America, Archbishop Christophe Pierre. He is located in Washington, D.C. He thanked us for the copy of the movie Gimme Shelter and of my book, Gimme Love, Gimme Hope, Gimme Shelter. But most of all, he thanked us for the letters from our young mothers, which included a testimony, quote, of the power of God at work in you and those involved in the several sources shelters. And then he went on to say that we were following the example of the Blessed Virgin Mary, who chose to bear the Christ child with her heart and in her words, "Let it be done unto me according to your word." What a beautiful letter. He followed up just 3 days later with a second letter letting us know that he was going to forward all our correspondence to the Pope, and he continued to wish us prayers and would be in touch. We received another letter from the Apostolic Nuncio on April 9th, 2018. In that letter, he said the wonderful words, "Today we celebrate the solemnity of the Annunciation and honor a young woman who chose life, the Blessed Virgin Mary, surrendering all things to God with her words, 'Let it be done unto me according to your word.'" In his apostolic exhortation, Pope Francis writes, "Our defense of all innocent unborn needs to be clear, firm, passionate, for at stake is the dignity of human life, which is always sacred and demands love for each person, regardless of his stage of development. Equally sacred, however, are the lives of the poor, those ready to be born, the destitute, the abandoned, and the underprivileged. We cannot uphold an ideal of holiness that would ignore injustice in a world where some revel, spend with abandon, and live only on the latest consumer goods, even as others look from afar, living their entire lives in abject poverty." Pope Francis, March 19th, 2018. Apostolic Nuncio Christophe Pierre then continued, The work of the several sources shelters helps affirms human dignity while accompanying women and their children, providing for them and demonstrating both a hunger and a thirst for justice and love for neighbors. May the Mother of the Risen Lord continue to intercede for you and all involved in your apostolate. With cordial regards and prayerful best wishes, I am sincerely yours in Christ, Archbishop Christophe Pierre, Apostolic Nuncio. The Aztec religion is one of the most widely documented pre-Hispanic cultures. Human sacrifice was practiced on a grand scale throughout the Aztec Empire, although the exact figures are not known. Diego Duran, in a book about gods and rites, wrote about religious practices devoted to the water gods. And a very important part of their annual sacrifice included young infants and children. This beautiful bronze statue of Our Lady of Guadalupe was donated to us by a benefactor, designed by a priest, and commemorates her apparition to Juan Diego in Mexico in 1531. Her belt is a sign of the fact that she is pregnant. This symbol indicated that the baby Mary carried within her, Jesus Christ, the Word made flesh, is divine and the new center of the universe. The brooch around her neck was a black Christian cross, indicating she is both the bearer and the follower of Christ, the Son of God, our Savior, who died on the cross to save mankind. In summary, this beautiful image of Mary signified that she was bringing her Son, Jesus the Christ, into the new world through one of their own. This is our favorite several sources Bible quote: "With God, all things are possible." We believe that your donations today will help us not only to save a baby's life tomorrow, but will help us to make the world a better place. A better place where marriage is now again incorporated into lifestyles, where the young people can learn about God, holy chastity, and understand what our values are when we help the poor and the needy, like the women at Ladies' Rest, and the homeless families that we help in our Special Families program, and most especially the young pregnant women that we help with their children. Please be as generous as you possibly can so that our work may continue. And thank you, because we thank God for you.